Hi, this is your quiz prep for quiz 1-1 to 1-2. You should have a paper to make notes on. So for question number 1, I want you to go to page number 14 and look at number 18. So pause me until you see the problem I'm talking about, and then go ahead and start me up again. All right, so this problem says which decimal is equivalent to 188 divided by 11. So we're going to do this the other way on the quiz. So I will give you the decimal, and you're going to have to choose the equivalent fraction. So it might look something like this. It might be something like, here's your decimal. Can you choose the equivalent fraction? Now there might be more than one answer, so it's really important that you check all of them. All right, so I have a couple of strategies for you. You can absolutely convert the decimals, or the decimal, to a fraction. And you've got two ways of doing that. You can use Jade's pattern, or you can use algebra. So as I'm looking at this one, it looks like I have 0.6 repeating, which gives me a numerator of 6 according to Jade and a denominator of 9. If I were to simplify that, it comes out to this. But I want you to be super careful to check all of the answers. So we have another option here, another strategy. You can take your answers, start there, and divide each answer choice to see where the matches are. All right, now if I'm going too fast, you always can pause me so that you can catch up. So I know that 2 2/3 is the correct answer according to Jade's pattern. When I simplify, I get 2/3. Now if I can do equivalent fractions in my head, super, but if I cannot, I would look at B, 10 over 15. I would take 10 divided by 15. Does that come out to be that decimal? Sure does. Let me try C, 20 divided by 30. Does that come out to be the right decimal? It sure does. And how about D, 1 divided by 3? Ooh, that one does not work. So I want you to make sure, if you can do Jade's pattern or algebra, go for it. And then if you can find equivalent fractions, yay, but if not, you can use that fraction bar as a division sign and divide each answer, numerator divided by denominator, to see where the equivalent decimal is. There's going to be more than one answer. All right, we're still on page 14. I want you to look at question number 13. And it says I want to write 1.48 repeating as a mixed number. Well, the first thing I want you to remember is if you have a whole number in your decimal, you're going to have a whole number in your mixed number. All right, then we have some steps. We are going to first move one set of repeaters. Oop, I'm running out of space. Sorry, let me get an S in there. One set of repeaters to the left of the decimal. So it looks like I have to move the 4 and the 8. If I am moving 2 digits, I am multiplying by 100. That will move the 4 and the 8 over and leave the rest of the 48s over here. Again, pause me if I'm going too fast. Then we're going to look and we're going to make sure there are no problem digits. Nothing that doesn't repeat. So I look at it. There's nothing on there because I took care of the 1. There's nothing that doesn't repeat, so I'm good to go. That means I can subtract. I can subtract the original. X equals, and remember I got rid of that 1 already, so I just have a decimal. 4848, blah, blah, blah. Cancel, 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 cancel. 100x's minus 1x is 99x's. 48 minus nothing is 48. Then we're going to isolate our variable. And divide both sides by 99. Then I'm going to simplify. That is going to be, hold please, 14 over 99. Nope, cannot be. Let me try that again. 16 over 33. And then I'm going to combine so that I have 1 and 16 over 33. All right, why don't you pause me and get caught up at this point? All right, we're on to page 14, number 19. You're going to have a table that looks like this, where you have to choose the repeating decimal that is equal to the fraction on the left. So you have some options here. You could use your fraction bar as a division sign, and you can divide each fraction to match its decimal. So you would take the fractions on the left-hand column, divide 58 divided by 165, and match that decimal. Divide 79 by 225 and match that decimal. You could go and do that method, or this one's a little more labor intensive. You can convert all of your decimals to fractions. Remember, you have 2 ways of doing that. You can use Jade's pattern, or you can use algebra. So in that one, you would take 0.17 repeated, and Jade's pattern says I have 17 on top and 99 on the bottom. The next one, Jade's pattern says I'd have 351 on top and 999 on the bottom. You just have to remember to simplify. So it doesn't matter whether you're starting with the fraction and making decimals, or you're starting with the decimals and you're making fractions. You just need them to match. Pause me here and get caught up. All right, we have switched pages in your workbook. So take a minute, pause me, and find page 20 and look at number 19. So I will hold here. You find that problem. All right, this one says, determine whether the following numbers are rational or irrational. So let's figure out what we know about those things. I'm going to do the rational information here because I write kind of big. So I know that a rational number can be converted to a fraction. So if I see any fractions, it's rational. I know that rational numbers are whole numbers. They're integers. They're fractions. They're decimals. So if I see any of those kinds of numbers, they're rational. And finally, I know that decimals that terminate or repeat are rational. So I look through, are there any decimals that terminate or repeat? Those are rational. All right, you might have to pause me here to get caught up. All right, let me change my colors and we'll talk about irrational numbers. Irrational numbers will never repeat or terminate. It's just a bunch of random stuff forever. So if you see something that's a bunch of random stuff forever, irrational. All right, on number 5, it's going to be kind of a vocabulary kind of question. So be able to find all the true statements. Oh goodness, if you ever see find all, I am telling you there is more than one answer. All right, so I already can tell I feel like I'm going to have troubles with space here. So I'm going to put repeating decimal over here. A repeating decimal means that I have an exact, and that's super important, an exact set of digits that repeat until the end of time. Keep pausing me to get caught up. A perfect square. If you look on page 17, I'm flipping back to it. We have a definition right there, but it is technically a number times itself. A non-terminating decimal does not end. And a non-repeating decimal does not repeat. So there's not an exact set of digits that are repeating. So on this one, the key is to find all the true statements. All right, your last question on the quiz is going to be like page 19, number 12. So it says, Dina says that 9.565556 is a rational number because it has a repeating pattern. Do you agree? And explain. And I want you to be very careful that I don't trick you. Just because, let me get a pen. Just because there is a pattern does not mean it is a repeating decimal. unless the digits in the repeating set match exactly each time. All right, go ahead and get caught up with me. That is what your quiz is going to look like. I have faith in you. I think you're going to do great things. All right, signing off. Bye.